Hey fantasy football fans, grab this Excel workbook and walk with me as we learn how to build a fantasy draft helper in Excel. As always, you can download this workbook and many others, all with source code free of charge from the website in the description. Let's walk through what this workbook can do. There's one main players table where everything is at, and then we use the filter function, filtering by the position to allow us to lay out the dashboard with groups of positions. The overall is their overall rank in that position, and then the ADP or the average draft pick, and that has the coloring on it so you can kind of tell when people are going to get picked up. And if you click on the Actions button at the top, you can see a little form pop up, and this will allow you to perform some actions on each of the players. So in this case, if we want to give Lamar Jackson a heart because we really like him, we can do that and flag him there to know to try to grab him later. If we think maybe Kyler Murray or Aaron Rodgers or Matthew will get picked up, we won't have a chance at them, but maybe in later rounds we want them, we can put a different icon there. And maybe for Deshaun Watson, he'll get a flag. These icons are great for setting hints on the players as you're going through the draft. And after you kind of go through and add the icons on where you want for your hints, as the draft happens, you'll actually be able to track your team as it builds out. And so if you select a player and you choose player picked by me, that'll be flagged for your team. And you'll see that the player turns green to represent that. So you can kind of look at this list overall to see which ones you have picked. If somebody else starts picking other players, you can choose other. It'll gray them out so that you know they're gone. This will allow you to track the available players as the draft goes on. And there's an upcoming picks section below, so it shows the next 8 picks that based on the ADP who are most likely to get picked up next. Clicking any of the names will navigate to that player in the dashboard. So as long as you're flagging picked by me or picked by other, that list will keep updating itself. And on the other sheet called My Team, you'll be able to go there and see kind of a summary of what you have and players and their different bye weeks. And if there's duplicate bye weeks, it'll flag them red just to be sure you're aware of it. On the scheduling sheet, you can see all the games across all the weeks for all the teams. And as you select into that sheet, it'll highlight the week and the row. Some of the highlights are in blue with a plane. That means that's an international game. And the red ones, of course, are the bye weeks that you should be aware of. Most of this is built with conditional formatting. There's a little bit of code just to say, hey, where's the selection at that active cell? But once you know the active cell, then you can set the conditional formatting to trigger for it. And since we're on it, let's break down some of the CFs. So if we go back to the dashboard page and load the Manage Rules dialog and look at all the worksheet rules, you can see there's a bunch there for if it was picked by me versus someone else. And then there's some extra coloring there for the different icons that can appear. The action dialog is a user form. I don't use command buttons. I use labels to get that flat look. There's not much code behind the book either, so let's do a quick step through of the cell selection in the dashboard. And so here you can see I trapped the selection change event. We're going to step through, and the first thing we want to do is see if a player name is selected. We do that by, I have a range called player names, which is all the different names, and I just look for the intersect of the active cell. And if that is true, then I check if the user form's loaded, and if it is, then I go and I set the caption in the user form. There's also a check for the action button since it's a cell, so I just look at the intersect there too. But now you can see that Patrick Mahomes is selected. And that's it. I hope you enjoy using the book, and I hope you can enhance it some as well. Please let me know. And see you in the next one.